Now we'll move on to the last code, which is Industrial Relations Code, the salient features. We are in slide number 31. See, as far as ID Act is concerned, I think it is considered as the backbone of entire set of labor legislations. But of course, from compliance point of view, I think procedural compliance may not be much of the compliance, like maintenance of registers or submission of returns, something like that on a periodical basis, like it is there in the other legislation. But it is a very, very active legislation, and it is considered to be the backbone of the entire set of labor legislation. Likewise, Trade Unions Act, the second legislation which is getting subsumed into this Industrial Relations Code. It is more for the trade unions, right? I think no obligation is very specifically prescribed for the employers. The third legislation, again, the Standing Orders Act, I think that will have some obligations for the employers, but yet let us just go through the salient features mentioned under these codes more for understanding purpose. Again, it defines the term expression, defines the expression fixed term employment. Again, yes, it is already there in the central draft central rules of the standing orders and in some of the states, but not in all states. Now it will be made uniform. Once this is through, it will be made uniform. So maybe for all states, the possibility of engaging fixed term employment, it is possible. Fixed term employees, it is possible. But of course, fixed term employees are to be treated on par with the regular employees. Only thing is the benefits like maybe gratuity or bonus, whatever it is to be calculated on a pro rata basis. That is the thing. The second item is the definition for the term industry. I think the popular triple test, now it is brought in the statute book, right? So if there is a systematic activity and the systematic activity is carried on with the cooperation of the workers and the employer, and if it is to fulfill the human wants or wishes, if these three ingredients are present, then that place will be considered as industry, right? I think that was laid down in the famous case, Bangalore water supply case, as early in 1978 or so. Now it is brought into the statute book. I think that is how it is. The term is now getting slightly changed, the definition. The definition of strike, again, yes, we know all how the term strike is defined. Now it includes the mass casual leave. I think this has been one of the requests of the employees for quite a long time. So if the 50% or more workers in an establishment, if they go on leave, that could be presumed as strike. That is possible now. Then it defines the term worker. Again, the supervisors drawing up to 15,000, they will be considered as workers. Currently it is 10,000. So that ceiling of 10,000 is getting increased to 15,000. As far as the persons who are doing the managerial job, they are not workers. I think irrespective of the salary they are drawing, they will not be considered as workers, right? Only in case of supervisors, there is a salary ceiling. Supervisors drawing up to 15,000 will be still considered to be workers only. But whoever is drawing 15,000 or above, they will be considered as maybe managers. They will be excluded now. And it provides for the obligation on the part of the industrial establishments pertaining to mines, factories, and plantations having 100 or more workers. Of course, this is to take permission from the appropriate government for laying off or retrenchment or closure. It is already there, the same provision, almost it continues. And the third point is the new one. It provides to set up a reskilling fund for training of retrenched employees, to which the employers will pay a contribution of 15 days wages or such other days as may be notified by the central government in case of retrenchment. So in case of retrenchment of workers, apart from paying the retrenchment compensation, 15 days wages is to be paid into the fund by the employer, which is very specifically created for the reskilling of these retrenched employees.